Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special review, impressions of a knife that I've had for a little bit. This is the Hogue Mysto. Alright, so today we're looking at the Hogue Mysto. This is one of the, what they call collection series, or collector series by Hogue Knives. And I got a chance to get a hold of this. Was pretty excited to get a hold of this little guy. This is really a premium knife. You'll see titanium scales here with some beautiful milling. It is Hogue USA, made in USA. It's Mysto, it's CPM-MagnaCut, red thumb studs and red standoffs in the back, black hardware for the pivot, and it is a crossbar lock, right? So I'm sure Hogue probably has a name for that. I don't know what they're going to call theirs, but it's basically a crossbar lock. So I'm sure. Do they have a unique name? I can't tell. Yeah, so it's basically just a crossbar lock. Or oh, yeah, that's right. They call it the Able Lock. Forgot about that. So the Able Lock, that's the one that they call it. So interesting knife. Definitely a premium knife. Action is beautiful. You would think this thing was run on washers. There's no blade play. It's in there solid. The action is absolutely pristine and perfect. I mean, I didn't take this thing apart, and I pretty much didn't carry it a whole lot. I liked it, but I just didn't carry it a lot for whatever reason. It's a pretty nice knife overall, but if I don't carry a knife, then it's got to be a catch and release. So this is a catch and release. Probably will end up selling this guy in the near future. So, anyways, titanium scales. It's reversible. The clip can be reversed left or right hand for right hand, left hand tip up carry. Titanium, beautiful scales, chamfered all the way around, no hot spots, nothing sharp anywhere. The thumb studs work really wonderfully. It's got this beautiful texture all the way around, so it gets good traction. There, when you grip it, there's no hot spots as well. This is the clip. Now, the clip that it came with was their steel clip. This is a titanium Lynch clip, so I did add a little extra there, which the reason why I do that is because a lot of times I will bend the clips if they're steel. I catch them and then bend them pretty quickly. So I just make a habit of just trying to get a different clip if I can. And in this case, you can. You can get the Lynch Northwest clip. Definitely recommend that if you have a Hogue knife. For the Deca, the Mysto, and what have you. It works really, really well. They're not recess screws, but the clip itself is inset into the scale, which is nice. Wish they had a little fill-in tab over here. Not necessary because it's not super sharp. They did chamfer that little hole, which is nice. But I love their clip. This is about as nice clip as you can get. It has a little ramp go up and over. Nice room to clear under it, even without the recessed screws there. You still have plenty of room for the cloth of your pants, jeans, slacks, whatever you're wearing, and how you're carrying the knife. Beautifully centered, by the way. Yeah, beautifully centered. Action is flawless. No blade play. No pivot lash, and it is an able crossbar lock, so it's gonna go over the tang of the blade. There's this round part of the blade right there where it goes over, and that's what pushes it in. So it holds it in. As soon as you move this, you'll see the crossbar moves. So that's not detent lash or anything. That's just how crossbar locks work. So very good. Materials are outstanding. I believe the HRC that they were shooting for was like around 62, 64, and that's at least what they listed at. So I'm happy with that. It'd be nicer if it was higher for sure, but 62 is good minimum. I can tell you by stropping this, it sure seems like it's might be at least 63, because it does take a little bit of work to strop to get that crazy sharp. I like to do crazy sharp. I haven't sharpened this or anything. All I do is strop it. And the thing is, if you strop a knife, that's really all you ever have to do. I did cut some paper with it just to test it, and it is blazingly, wonderfully sharp. So I do like that a lot. How does it open? Well, you got thumb studs. Thumb studs work beautifully, left and right hand. Nice thing about a crossbar lock, it's ambidextrous, so you can do left and right hand, right? The nice thing about the crossbar lock or able lock is that you can also use that as a locking. So that kind of works. Gives you multiple deployments. Closes wonderfully, just drop the crossbar and it just goes down. And if you time it just right, as you can see, you can have a control. It's not going to bounce on you or anything like that. I haven't carried this in a while, so you get the timing down, right? The blade is a beautiful, I would say, drop point. I do like this particular blade. I think it's really wonderfully shaped, wonderfully usable for a nice pokey tip. It's got some little robust tip there, so you can get into dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, all sorts of stuff that you'd want to be able to do. So Yeah, I dig that. I dig that a lot. So as far as weight relief, there's not a whole lot of weight relief inside. There's a little bit for the crossbar able lock that's in there, right? Originally, Benchmade did the axis lock. The patent ran out, so a lot of people started doing their own version. And of course, Hogue did their own. They call it the able lock, which is probably, from what I hear, a little bit better. Always, how can you improve things? And I'm sure that's what they did. At least in their mind, that's how they improved it, right? So there you go. So that's a little bit about everything. Finishing, yeah, it is a stone washed finish, so beautiful. It'll work well for, like, if you just, I think this knife is intended to be used, so definitely will work well. The nice, I think it's stone. Is it stone washed too? Yeah, it looks like it's stone washed too with the textured titanium, which is really nice as well. It's got little yeah, little grooves right there, right where your thumb studs are, just to kind of clear. That's kind of cool. All right, very cool. And the thumb studs work really well. You just get right on top of there, and it works really nicely. You don't get stuck or anything, so I do like that a lot. Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah. Little jimping on top here, which gives you a little presentation. You got jimping that extends out here. You can choke up. I have large hands with big meaty fingers, so extra large hands with normal size fingers, double extra large hands with thinner fingers is about where you're going to be. So extra large hands, double extra large hands probably can do this with big meaty fingers. So I think there's plenty of room. It's definitely a fairly good size. So let's go ahead and get into the measurements of this knife real quick. So I think it's about 4 or 5 ounces. I don't know. 3.6, totally wrong. Now 3.6 ounces, which is not bad at all. So 3.6 ounces for a knife like this. Overall length, let's go ahead and measure it. So we're dealing with a knife that's about just shy of 8 inches. So I'm going to say 7 and 15/16, probably 7 and 15/16 or 7 7/8. So it's, it's almost a full size knife, not quite 8 inches, but it's there. 8 inches on the handle. If you do choke up a little bit, you could probably get 4 1/4 inches. I mean, sorry, 4 inches on the handle. You could probably choke up to 4 1/4 right here, because this is pretty flat and that's very usable for the hands. I wouldn't choke up too much there to the choil. All right, so the overall blade length, we're looking at the blade length from the tip to here. It's 3.5 inches. Actual cutting length is just shy of 3.5. I would say 3 3/8 maybe. So 3 3/8 is the cutting length of the blade. All right, so let's go ahead and see what is the blade stock thickness on this guy. All right, so we're looking at a blade stock thickness of 116 thousandths of an inch, right? So is it pretty consistent going out to the tip? Yeah, it gets a little thinner on the tip, so 109 thousandths of an inch. And then if we're back here, yeah, we're about 116 thousandths of an inch. So pretty consistent as far as that's concerned. I mean, it's not super thick, but it's a nice thin slicey blade. Which means that, it's got a beautiful swedge on top, which is nice for cutting angles. This kind of blade really lends well to that, especially being MagnaCut, which is a very tough steel and very corrosion resistant. So, it's really good work, really hard use. With the phosphor bronze in there, it'll work really nice and solid. The thick titanium scales, I mean, it seems like it's just a workhorse of a knife for sure. But yeah, that swedge will work well, and it'll have enough thin that it's almost a slicer. I mean, it's not like incredibly thin, but it's pretty thin. So it'll work really, really nicely. All right, so what is this knife? Is it a budget? No, it's definitely over $100. Is it a regular knife, $100 to $300? It's just slightly over. It's $329 brand new for this knife. You might find a good deal, maybe get some discount somewhere if you can look around. Maybe get in secondary market, so you might get it into the regular price range. But this is definitely a higher end knife, right? It's on the low end of the higher end, but definitely a higher end knife. Being a collector series, they drop these and then that's it. They don't make any more, and then they, it'll be titanium or what have you after that. But I like this knife. I think it's very functional. It's definitely a great competitor to the Benchmade. The fact that for $329 you can get titanium, you can get all of this. Benchmade would charge, what, $500 for this? Maybe $550? I mean, come on. This is outstanding. Really, really outstanding. And the quality of this knife is up there. I mean, it's beautifully centered. Action's already dead, drop centered, everything. I mean, just, yeah. How can you not like that? I mean, I think that's pretty amazing. So the purpose of this knife is an EDC hard use collector piece. Well, it's called the Collector Series, so obviously it's a collector's piece, right? So yeah, I mean, you can absolutely make it a collector's knife if you so choose to do so. That is certainly your option. But likewise, it's also a good EDC knife, and I think it could be used hard use, absolutely. Now, every knife I have in my collection, I carry, and if I don't, then I sell it. And the reason why I'm going to be selling this knife, I just didn't carry it. I like the knife. I really do. I pull it out and I flick it a little bit and I go, I really enjoy that, but I just don't carry it. And I don't know why. And when that happens, you know, those knives just kind of get sold. They become catch and release for me. So everything about this knife I really like. And if you like the aesthetic, you're going to dig this. Now, you guys can think, well, is there something he didn't like? I have too many knives. I do. And I can't always carry all the knives. And when you've got a choice collection of some knives that you just love and you've had for a while, you know, that it's hard to get some of these into the rotation. It really has to fit in there. And that's the challenge for me. I got to be honest, you know, and this is one of those knives. Yeah, if I didn't feel like I had to keep moving knives through for content and having a channel, might I collect this and just keep it as a collection piece? Sure, but I don't do that. I carry everything. If I don't carry it, I feel like I got to catch and release it. So yeah, sometimes I get a hold of a knife that I really like and I still let it go. You know, I've had that happen recently, so it's just kind of a bummer. But it is what I choose to do with my collections, so may not be what you choose. You may buy something, keep it in your collection, and never carry it, and you'll be totally okay with it. I get that. I respect that. It is your decision. It's your collection. But this is what I choose to do. I don't ever buy safe queens. I have one safe queen. Well, technically 3, but one safe queen, true safe queen. It's my dad's knife he bought before World War II. It's almost 100 years old. He bought it in Norway. So that's special. Is it worth a whole lot? No. It's just, it was my dad's knife, right? My boys even want it when I pass away. So, you know, there's history there. Likewise, I have a couple of knives that my wife bought for our anniversary, so they're special in that regard, right? But otherwise, they're just knives that are in my collection, and yeah, they're just knives. They're my collection that every one of them I like to carry. I want to be able to carry. I will probably go through my collection and try to look at more knives that probably need to go, and so this might not be the only one. There'll be other knives that you might see at some point me talking about possibly moving, and it might be an opportunity. So just keep an eye out for that. But anyways, really nice knife. Everything about it I like. I think someone who digs this aesthetic, who likes this knife, you're gonna love this. You're absolutely gonna love this. I think I would if I didn't have a lot of knives. I really do. Everything about it is really cool, and I'll probably regret putting it up for sale at some point. You know, it always happens, right? I hate that. It's a love-hate sort of thing. You know, it's like, oh, I shouldn't have let that go. I should have let, you know, whatever. So that's me rambling a bit about collection piece. So hard use, EDC, absolutely. And especially putting a titanium clip on there, I think that's a real nice touch. And it matches really well with the stonewash. So I think that's really cool. All right, ergos and feel, overall design. What do I think? It's outstanding. Everything about it is comfortable. It fits in the hand. It's a little thin, a little shorter, but it's got enough thickness that I feel like I got a good enough presentation. Some people might feel it's a little thin on top. If you got really long fingers, you might have a little trouble with that, but I don't think so. I think it's got enough width. It's not so thin that you don't feel like you can get a good presentation. It's got enough jimping up here. You can definitely choke up. I don't know about pinch grip. You sort of can, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, it's very, very, very useful. So I like that. And being useful, it's something that you can definitely, you know, put into your collection. I think this is an outstanding knife. Everything about this I really like. Just really wonderful. So texturing. The texturing here, the milling feels like you get a little extra grippiness. You're not going to drop it. I like that. Chamfering all the way around is very comfortable. The clip is a very true deep carry, almost completely concealed. You can see that. The lanyard hole, it does have a lanyard hole, so lanyard people rejoice, but it's not prioritized. I like that. The standoffs are done really, really well. It's solidly built. Everything in here is very grippy, very presentation. You don't feel like you're going to lose this. So that to me is pretty amazing. Opening and closing is just perfect. It's everything you would want in a crossbar able lock kind of type of system. I like that. I like that a lot. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, I'm enjoying everything about this. They executed this extremely well. So what I think about is fidget factor. So I always like to do a little thing called fidget factor. You have multiple openings. So like if I could do like middle finger, like reverse flick it, you would have a bonus, but you have 2 thumb studs. They work flawlessly, left and right hand. I mean, you can't do your thumb studs. I mean, that's just outstanding. And then the crossbar lock is just really nice. Works really well. I'm not left-handed, so I'm a little off doing that one. Usually I'm pretty better at that one. But yeah, it's flawless. So yeah, because I can only do 2 really methods of deployment, I'm going to give this a And you know, this is really open and closing sort of thing, so I'll give this a 4, but it's a solid 4, really good 4. As far as fidgety goodness, it's 100%. 100%, absolutely 100%. And the more I think about it and handle it, I'm like, oh, do I really want to get rid of it? I've already committed. I said I would get rid of it. So anyways, yeah, so definitely 100%. Is it recommended? Well, yes, it's absolutely recommended. I think it's fantastic. I think it's phenomenal. If I didn't have so many knives, this would be staying in the collection, but it's got to move. So yeah, I got to move more knives too. But it is phenomenal. I think it's just simply a stunner of a knife. Really, really do enjoy this knife a lot. So I'm going to highly recommend it for sure. So if you're looking for a knife like this, I think you should definitely check it out. So let's go ahead and do a little quick zoom in. So you can kind of see the blade here. It's a nice, beautiful drop point, the nice, beautiful swedge, the big old red thumb studs, which work really well. I think that's really nice. Minimal Hogue USA billboarding. Then you have the scale with this beautiful milling pattern texture. I think it's nice. The black hardware over here, black screws everywhere. By the way, T8s all the way around. Really, really like that. Beautiful. You got the little inset for the clip on the left hand. I think that's really nice. You can see the beautiful chamfering all the way around here, all the way down here. Chamfering is really done nicely. No hot spots anywhere. Let's flip this over here, and then you can see the clip. Now, this is very similar to the Hogue clip. It's just a titanium clip. Let me see if I have the Hogue clip. I think I have it over here, yeah. So if you're curious what the Hogue clip looks like, this is the steel Hogue clip, and it's got that little goofy lip bill, the little goofy lip, the little bill thing here, and I ordered this from Lynch Northwest. This is the Hogue Deca standard stonewash clip right here, USA made as well. So this works, you know, it's okay, but it's steel, right? That's my only qualm with this. It was steel. This is not. It's titanium, so that's nice. So definitely an upgrade, but I think this is a much nicer looking clip personally, just in my opinion. May not be, so you know, I'll keep both clips in there. Again, T8s all the way around. Even the little the clip itself is T8s really nicely. It's not necessarily a captive pivot. I don't believe it's not, but I think it captives on the liners. I'm pretty sure, but really nice. This works really well in here. You really, you know, like any able lock crossbar, you got to do 2 fingers, but that's really nice. You can see the chamfering all the way around there. So let's go over here. Here's the beautiful back part. You can see, I'm not sure what that's probably, I don't know, manufacturing symbol. I don't know. You guys who know down there, tell me in the comments down below. But you do have Mysto, CPM-MagnaCut, which is crucible metals, it's powdered metallurgy. So you have the beautiful swedge up there, nice, beautiful edge. They did a really good job sharpening. The edge is pretty even on both sides, I think. And then you can see the top up here with the milling and the standoffs and the clip right there. That works really well. And let's look at underneath here. You can see that as well. And you can see inside, it's not a whole lot of milling weight relief. There is some here where the Omega springs and the Able lock is contained. There's like a little couple of steel scales in there. It's really nice flush finish. You almost can't see it. So that's really nice. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom back out. And let's go ahead and take a look at and get a nice picture of the blade. Here we go. The gorgeous blade right there. You can see that with a beautiful swedge. You know, I'm taking a little picture here. I'm going to get a little image for our image, a little thumbnail for the video, right? So you can see that. And let's look at the back so you guys can get a nice view of that. What do y'all think? You like that? So who has this knife and what do y'all think about it? And any thoughts, any questions about it? Let me know. Hopefully I can answer your question. Action is just absolutely stunning on this knife. Definitely recommend it for sure. I don't think you could do far worse getting this knife for sure. I think if you're on the market and you're choosing between Benchmade and Hogue, this is, unless you don't like the aesthetic, unless you don't like the look, this is by far, I think, a better buy, and you get better quality, just in my opinion. Benchmade has a few that I still like. You know, I love the Adamas. I do like the Narrows. Don't ever pay full price for that. But I do like the Narrows. There's several other knives that I do like, and there's some I don't. So, but this is one that I feel like is very competitive. If you like a bigger bug out, you know, something a little bit bigger, more robust, you know, this is kind of good to probably compete with the tagged out. Now the tagged out is really thin and slicey, so it's a little different even then, but this nice little blade there. So All right. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button down below as well? Subscribing and liking the channel really helps out the channel, allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to everyone out there who watches the videos, who likes the videos, who watches the live streams, part of the live streams, who enjoys all the content. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this video. And to all my channel members, a big thank you. Thank you for being channel members. Thank you for supporting the channel. There's a lot of things I wouldn't be able to do if it wasn't for you channel members so soon. I get to do them a little sooner, a little more quickly, so I'm grateful. I mean, we'd eventually get there, but you channel members are huge supporters, and I thank you for that. I do. There's a lot of shipping, a lot of things involved. So thank you, thank you. And it's a small way for me to say thank you. I do a couple of nice things for the channel members. It's not my way to bribe you, but hey, if it sounds interesting, feel free to join, become a channel member. I would love to have you. I'd be honored. Don't feel obligated. I would be honored. Just know that. And if you are, there's a link down below in the description. You can become a channel member. 3 different tiers. I would be honored in any way you'd love to support your channel. Seriously, would be. But the way I say thank you is I do a once a month members giveaway. Try to make sure it's a little exclusive knife, not just a cool budget knife, but a little nicer premium knife, right? We're talking like a full, 100, 200, maybe a little over 200, sometimes even $300 knife, right? I try to make sure it's a really nice knife that you would enjoy and everyone would want, right, in their collection to use maybe. So I do that once a month. And then also every brand new channel member I want to mail you an email, a channel sticker. Mail you a channel sticker. I can't email it. You wouldn't be able to do anything. You'd have to print it out. But I want to mail you a channel sticker. So my way to say thank you. If you're a brand new channel member, email me and I'll send you a sticker. Just send me a name and address. If you've been a channel member for a while and you never emailed, never asked, and you're still a member now, or if you were a channel member before and then became a channel member again and had never asked for a channel member sticker, and you're a member right now, email me. I'd love to send you a sticker as well, obviously. So thank you. Thank you to all you guys out there. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel. I appreciate every one of you. And hey, if you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.